Welcome back to the Abundant Behavior Podcast. I'm your host, Ali Banks. Today I got a very special guest with me, and we got a very special event going on. I had to take a trip down to Houston for my boy's birthday, but I definitely had to sit down with a couple key people while I was down here. And one of those people definitely my boy Aaron, man, better known as AC Cooling. You know, my boy, we both transitioned from the military around the same time. We both been on our grind ever since.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying about boy. But before we get too deep into it, I want him to just, you know what I'm saying, tell us who he is, where he from, and, you know what I'm saying, just a little bit about his background.
So most people know me as AC, Aaron, whatever you want to call it, but I go by AC.
For sure.
From Memphis, Tennessee, you know, born and raised. Spent my whole life out there pretty much till I joined the military at like 20 years old. Did my little time out there, came back, you know, now we're here.
Now we're here for sure, my boy. My boy. So how was your time in the military, man? We spent most of our time in the military together.
We
you know what I'm saying?
Did, boy, man. No lie. But honestly, for real, it wasn't that bad. Like, so looking back at it, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was when I was in, because it kind of like mentally prepared me for what I had going on now. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just like life endeavors and like just, you know, just going through certain trials that I thought I couldn't handle. But like just being in the military kind of put you in a certain mindset to just like be able to handle certain things better, in my opinion.
For sure. Just giving you that that willingness to keep going.
Yeah, to keep,
you know what I'm saying?
You know,
for sure.
to keep driving, to keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because military to me is one of them things. Like, regardless of what's going on, the job got to get done.
Right.
No matter how upset you are about what's going on, like everything got to get done still. Like, you out in the middle of the ocean, you in the Navy. You on the boat, you ain't going nowhere. So stuff got to get done. So it's like no matter how upset you get about the day, like life goes on, the job goes on. So it kind of put me in the mindset to realize that like, even though I'm not happy in my position, I got to understand that life still got to go on. I still got to get this done for me to get to where I got to be at. You know what I'm saying?
I like that for sure. That's definitely something that I took from it as well. Is like either, you know what I'm saying, you could cry about it. Yeah, you can go ahead and let your feelings out about it. But at the end of the day, like it got to get done.
Yeah, for sure that.
I definitely feel that, man. So when did you gain your entrepreneur mindset? You know, being in the Navy, a lot of people, they get stuck in this, like somebody telling them what to do every day. So when did you start to develop that mindset? And when did you see, how was that shift from employee mindset to like the entrepreneur mindset?
I'm going to be real with you. I've always had like a somewhat of an entrepreneur mindset, even in high school. I remember being in high school, like going to hallways, selling like mixtapes, like people like burning CDs and stuff, like Gucci Mane mixtapes, like back then. And people who would have MP3 players and stuff like that to listen to music, I would just sell them in the hallways, like 2 for $5, 1 for $3, something like that, and, you know, make a little bread like that in school. But like, it didn't really start getting to a point where I'm like, want to just do it on a bigger scale till I started being around certain people in the military, like who I seen, you know, had their own platform with certain things, you know, going far with their situations and everything. So I'm like, if they can do it, you know, I got the same kind of mindset. I just got to kind of elevate mine a little bit and just seeing people in my, you know, general area, people who I'm around, like, pushing through with their entrepreneurship and everything. I'm like, I got the same, you know, I can do the same thing.
So
much.
What helped you shift it? Was it some books you was reading, just stuff you was
I
listening to around the time?
I read all kind of books at one point, like 48 Laws of Power.
Right.
This is one book I recently read called Don't Believe Everything You Think.
Right.
So it's a book about helping you overthink and like, you know, certain times your mind kind of tells you like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You create these scenarios in your head that gives you like these like, you know, I guess negative thoughts like, man, if this ain't happening, you know, why should I keep going? You
like
know
a prove yourself type of thing. Something to validate you, just not moving forward. Just validate,
And so doing all that reading, I started, you know, kind of looking into myself. Like, you know, I be alone a lot. So
what areas do I need to improve out of what I'm reading? Where can I implement this?
For sure.
Got you.
Yeah, definitely.
So how long have you been collecting sneakers, man? Because that's what it's based around. The episode is called Laced Up, man. As people know, you got your own YouTube channel.
For sure that.
You got your own channel, man, based around your sneakers, man. So how long have you been collecting? Because ever since I've known you, always had every pair of J's, man. But now it's like you have a variety of like everything, man. So what inspired you to start the content based around it? And when you start collecting?
So for both of them, I started collecting around, I would say my 9th grade year in high school.
Okay.
That's when I really started getting into. I was always into shoes, but like I didn't start like buying them until like maybe my freshman year, and I started going to like the mall getting like my number one shoe was like Blazers back then.
Really?
So I used to wear Nike Blazers. Like I had all colors. Like I had the green and black. I had blue. I had all kind of colors and shit. So that's really what got me into it. And then you know just seeing like all the Jordans come out, and then like the Nike Yeezys that came out. That's another shoe that kind of like set the I guess the standard for me to want to.
Oh,
really
like
get into
it's
shoes.
getting these shoes is getting serious with the shoe
I'm
community.
Like, let me
let
really
me put
get
my
into,
hand in this. Okay,
so it kind of made me want to like just dive deep into that.
Right.
The shoe.
So at
community,
first, was it like the passion to be a part of it, or was it like the money side of it?
To be a part, I just like how it look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
I'm a fan of like just Jordans, like the silhouettes, how they look, the colors. Like it's just something about that shoe. Just like it calls me pretty much. For lack of a better word, it's like it's calling me to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So what are some challenges you deal with when you first started your channel, man? Because I remember when you first started. That's what inspired me to go real hard with my content, man. So what's some challenges you dealt with? Because being brand new, maybe you just didn't know editing and just
editing
cameras.
was killing me. Yeah. I tell you, so when I first started, I used to work at Nike, at the Nike warehouse. So I would get out of work, make my video, and I would be up to like 2, 3 in the morning trying to learn how to edit. I didn't even know how to like cut a video at one point. Right. So I'm sitting there like, how do I do
You still got to learn the terms and names, like even knowing what a cut is.
Yeah, I didn't know none of that stuff. So I'm sitting up here, I'm watching. I got YouTube open on one side and my editing software on the other side. So I'm legit editing as I'm watching these videos, like learning different different transition effects, different like cut effects, different like put stuff on the screen. Like I didn't even know how to like take away a background from a picture. I have like a logo, but it would be like a white background or something like that. Like I didn't know how to like get that white background now. So I'm sitting up here just trying to figure out like how do I make my stuff look more professional. So I think my biggest challenge was like how to make myself look like what I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So I had to legit study. Like people gotta understand, like it's a lot to making content. It's not just like recording a video, uploading it, or going about your beat. You gotta like you really gotta take the time out to understand what you're doing with this content creating.
Yeah, for sure.
You know
for sure. I mean, just for the people that want to get started, it's nothing wrong with just like uploading videos. You know what I'm saying? But it does come a time when you've been doing it for so long, like, all right, okay, I've been doing this now. It's time for me to perfect it. I've been doing it for too long. Like, it's time for me to look different. Because when you get better, stuff start to look different and get more organized. It just look like you know what you're doing more.
It makes you look more appealing to the audience. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So how? Because man, we all support each other, man. So we see each other content, man. All the negative comments under the page, people talking crazy. How do you deal with that? Because your page, your content does really well. So how do you deal with the negative comments at first? Did you want to comment back, or how did you deal with that?
I like the negative comments because to me, all feedback is good feedback. Whether it be positive, negative, in between, whatever the case may be, somebody's still watching it. So even though you're saying something negative about me, it means I'm doing something, either something that you see that I'm doing and you watching the video is still like helping me, like, okay, this person saying this about my video, let me do something different. Or like, let me, you know what I'm saying, do what I got to do to make sure that I don't make those same mistakes again, or whatever the case may be. But there's been times where people just be hating, you know what I'm saying?
Just trolling.
I've had somebody come in and make a whole video about one of my videos one time. Like, he took a snippet from my video, put in this video talking about this guy don't even wear his own shoes. Because I had a case full of shoes behind me, so they just sitting back there and not even being worn. I'm like, what? So it'd be stuff like that. I'm like, I'm like,
clickbait,
okay,
man. Just people just.
But I use that as motivation. Like that means I'm doing something right. If you gotta take the time out your day to take my video, edit it, cut it, and put it in yours, that means I'm doing something right.
He's watching it and looking like, man, I actually like the way that looks, man. Let me get some of the clout off of that page. Yeah, obviously has to be doing something.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I look at.
Are there days you wanted to give up, man? How you keep yourself going on those days where you like, man, the content ain't going. I'm putting all this work in, man. I got school, I got life, content. How you keep going through that, man?
It was one time I legit felt like, I'm like, maybe this ain't for me.
Right.
Because I'm watching one of my favorite YouTubers, you know what I'm saying? I'm watching, he had a video talking about like how he came up. He was like, I remember I went to a shoe event in Chicago, and around that time I didn't have enough subscribers to support my channel, but my job was like, either you go come to work or you go to this event, we're gonna fire you. Right. He said, I went to the event. He said, but at the time he only had like 10,000 subscribers only. So in my mind, I'm like, 10,000, that's like, I would love to have 10,000 subscribers. So I'm like, maybe I'm not doing what I need to be doing, because this person, he said when he first started, like his first maybe like year and a half, he had up to like 10K. Right. So I'm like, I'm at a year and some change, and I'm only at like a few hundred. Right. And it kind of discouraged me. So I had to look at like everybody doesn't have the same path to success. We might go down the same road, but it might be a different lane I take. It might we had the same direction. Right. But he might be in the opposite. You know what I'm saying, lane to me.
And you said something very key that I'm pretty sure the audience can pick up on. Is that comparison is a thief of all joy, man. You start to compare your platform like, oh, he here at a year. For sure. I should definitely be here at a year. You feel what I'm saying? But
and I had to stop doing that because I realized that was also reflecting on my content. Right. Like me sitting there looking at somebody else and being discouraged, I'm not putting the energy, the positive energy. I'm having like a negative mindset making videos. Yeah. So I started kind of slowing down a little bit. The videos I was putting up, I didn't have as much energy. I wasn't like I wasn't into it. Right. I had to get into myself. Like
it was more robotic. You just going through the motions, not having fun like you was originally.
I'm gonna make these videos. Somebody might watch it, but I had to get at that mindset. Like if I get a video that can get 1,000 views, I can do something right. You know what I'm saying?
And
so
even if you only have 100, bro, that's 100 people. You don't take that for granted. If it's 100 people knocking at your door right now, you be like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
man, where all these people coming from?
That's a small venue. I look at every video I make. It's like I'm like a
small venue. You had 30 guests, like
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
exactly,
that's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's how I had to put myself in the mindset of like just be grateful for what you do have, because everybody has a different path. God's gonna bring you down that discouragement.
Always.
But man, I had to have the discernment to know whether I'm comparing or am I just being inspired by this person, because it is good content out there. It is people that pays that you should. It is good content out there that you should mirror your success against, for sure. You know what I'm saying? So you always want to be like, all right, should I be comparing or am I just right now? Am I in a mode where
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's super dope, because I always said I went through that as well. You know, it was a podcast that blew up, man, and our content was pushing around the same time, but their content was going crazy. Their page went viral. They was over like they had 300,000 300,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm like, damn, like that is insane.
I've been through the same thing. You know, people who I know personally, I'm watching them grow. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? In my mind, I'm like, what does this person got that I don't get? I had to stop looking at it like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't look at the next person like, what did they get? We both got the same thing. It's just, like I said, we had different lanes to get there. We got the same road to success, but a different lane on that road. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So just to dive back into the shoes for a little bit, you've been collecting for a while. Is there anybody that, you know, a lot of rappers collect shoes, a lot of sneaker collectors. So anybody's shoe collection, you like, damn, like their shoe collection is dope.
A few of them. PJ Tucker, you know, NBA player. Right. Lil Yachty.
Lil Yachty?
Yeah, his collection is crazy.
Really?
Like his collection, he got stuff like from like 10, 15, 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Brand in the box and everything still. Who was? It's a few people you probably never heard of. Like this guy named The Perfect Pair. He like a big name in the
So when you look for like, oh, that's a dope collection. If they got stuff from a while ago, it's not just
like you know, a lot of OG stuff, like stuff you haven't seen in like, you know, in years, stuff that you probably wouldn't even heard of. You know what I'm saying?
Exist. Like, that would make a dope collection. I wouldn't think nobody would say Lil Yachty, but I guess he got the access, the money to get to it.
No, of course,
but Yachty, you still gotta have the knowledge in order to know these shoes exist.
He been on the shoes for a long time. It's just, you know, he didn't have the money back then, but like, you know, he got the money. He been buying all the shoes he wanted to buy.
For sure. So what's the most unique pair of shoes you think you own? And why?
Oh man, the most unique pair I own. I got a few of them, man. I would say maybe my Off-White 5s. Both pairs of those, you know, just to have a pair of Off-White shoes, you know, rest in peace Virgil. You know, one of the big names in like the, you know, the fashion industry and everything. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, those are two of my favorite pairs. Just the colorways, the uniqueness about them, like just the materials, all that about that shoe just kind of, it's something, in my opinion, kind of different than like the rest of like the shoes I got in my collection.
Right, it's just the name behind it. For
sure,
Off-White.
It's one of those names, like when you hear that name, you already make a note, it's like something exclusive, you know what I'm saying?
So a lot of people, they like, man, what I'm passionate about, I don't really think is you know what I'm saying, what's my calling. So do you feel, how do you bring like what you passionate about, your gifts from God and your passion, how do you tie that all into like the shoe content?
I feel like, truth be told, I feel like my passion and my gift, I feel like my gift is just to motivate people. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I do something, everybody, no matter where I've been, like all the jobs I've had, I've always had people come to me talking about, yo, bro, like what you got going on is like, even though in my eyes it seems like it's something small, but I've always had people come to me talking about how motivated, you know, my content could be to them. Like even though it's just about shoes, it's just the fact that like I have so much energy and charisma with my stuff. It doesn't seem like I'm just being generic or fake with it. And people come around and like, you know, and always emphasize that how genuine everything I do is. And it's just kind of like, I never really looked at it, like it just seems so normal to me.
Right.
I never looked at it as a gift until I get older, and I started realizing like people are really like coming to me saying like, you know, I'm motivating them.
And people really need that.
Yeah, no, facts.
People really need that. And I think for me too, I didn't really think I was doing nothing that big, man, but you know, even back when I was doing the life insurance, man, I would have these meetings and people were like, man, when you speak, you move rooms. Like you really like, when people talk, you listen.
That's facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And so
real.
I had to look at that as like, this is definitely God trying to like bring something out of me. And so that's what motivated me to start this platform, bro. And that's what honestly keeps me going, is knowing like I got a deeper passion.
That's
like
even though I
don't have 100,000 subscribers, it's 50 people that's waiting on that drop every week.
Saying.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got 50 people that's
I look at you look at them 50 like 50,000. You know what I'm saying? You always gotta look at the bigger, like just don't look at them as just 50 people. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
Like, you see bigger all the time. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. So talk about your move from Memphis to where we at right now in Houston, because you from Memphis.
Memphis.
So what made you move, man, and how has that move been impactful since you've done it?
the thing about being in Texas, I've always wanted to be in Houston. Like even as a kid, I came here at like 12 years old one day, and like I just fell in love with the culture, the city, like how together it was. You know what I'm saying? And being in Memphis, of course, we got that same kind of culture and everything, but like it's on a bigger scale here. You know what I'm saying? Like in Memphis, the scale is cool, but like it's not as big as it is out here. And like it's certain things here, like certain events I can go to. Like Memphis don't have a thrift con.
Right.
We don't really get sneaker con and stuff like that. So it's like I can really elevate my platform on another level than I could being back in Memphis. Like as far as networking with certain people in this like the shoe industry and like just certain things when it comes to content I can't really do as much back home in Memphis than I was able to do here. Okay. So, but the transition period, it was smooth. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Everything kind of played out how it should have, in my opinion.
Okay, that's dope. So it's been cool. So how long?
For sure.
So it's been cool. I really mess with that though, man. A lot of people be afraid to do that, man.
Oh,
when you
yeah,
first talk about
step.
moving, you know you got a lot of people trying to convince you not to move.
No, for sure.
You in the back of your mind, you don't really know if you should be moving.
That's fact.
You
I had the
expecting
same mindset,
you expecting these same people to be like, go for it, chase your dreams, but those same people like, nah, man, I don't really think. And that's when you got to really dig deep and have that conversation with God. Like, is this? You know what I'm saying? He gave me the vision. Not everybody gonna have that vision.
When I first got here, I was in my mind like, do I make the right decision?
Maybe they might be right.
You know what I'm saying? But it took me like I would say like after like the first like maybe 2 months, and I started like really going out and like networking and like talking to certain people. Okay, maybe I did make the right decision. And now I've been here a year, and I don't regret nothing at all. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So everything been rocking and rolling for real.
So it's just like trusting yourself and God, and it's gonna get you where you need to be. That gut feeling is crazy. It was the same gut feeling leaving the military. Yeah. You like, man, I know deep down inside I want to leave, but in your head, you like.
When I was getting out, I'm like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? Even though I knew I had a plan, but it's like
they put so much anxiety on you leaving you.
Like, why y'all gotta be like that? You know what I'm saying?
They can let you know how it's really easy, man. Anything that you want to do, you just gotta, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So, like, if you got areas of your life that need to change, I say it all the time, man. Start perfecting little things in your life that you know you need to change, Definitely. And like it's gonna start trickling into other things.
People try to do too much at once. Like, fix the small problems or fix what you can. Don't try to like put everything inside one big pot and try to do it at once. Right. You're gonna end up messing something up that way. Like, find out every single issue you got. You know what I'm saying, and work on those individually. Right. And that way you can build yourself up and be a better person in the long run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. So the rap community, man, within the sneaker community, man. So I know because like the sneaker community, it goes up because of you selling and buying and everything like that. But the reps threw like a wrench in it. So how do you feel about the community, man? Like, do you feel like people should wear them, like, or do it just like whatever person?
I always say, whoever wear reps out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I put it like this: wear what you like, wear what you want to wear what you like, but don't sell reps as retail. Right. Don't get a pair of reps and then try to sell them for like $400-$500 when you only paid like $50 for the shoes, and now all of a sudden you're trying to sell them like they real. And you finesse somebody. I don't like stuff.
Yeah, like no, yeah.
I feel like that's what the whole finessing community. Like, if you got a rep, that's cool. That's your decision. I mean, I don't agree with wearing reps, but if you choose to do so, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to tell you what to wear on your feet? You know what I'm saying? But it's all about how you go about doing business with them. You know what I'm saying?
So people, they say people, y'all gonna walk up to them and check their shoes, man, with the blue light.
Nah, I don't be doing that. And one thing I can say in real, I've never seen. I know people who wear fakes personally, and I've never seen nobody get called out ever about wearing no fake shoes in person. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying?
So it's just to each his own, man. It's just like an online thing.
It's just it all exists for internet.
Like they walk up to the chains with the diamond testers. They walking up people.
Yeah, nah, they ain't doing nothing like that, man.
For sure, man.
Crazy though.
What's one goal, man, you want to have accomplished by the end of the year? We almost like midway through the year, man. How your year looking, and what's like something you like, man, I got to get that done before the year is over. Like,
as far as my channel goes, I want to get to 1,000 subscribers before the year ends. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I can get there within the next few months. I'm at like 780 something right now, but I had, like I said, I did slow down on my videos, but like I do feel like that by the end of the year I can at least have like at least 1,100, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like I want to break through that 1,000 subscriber barrier, you know what I'm saying? Like, for sure, have like that barrier broken and be like 1,000 plus at least by my birthday, December time frame.
For sure, and I really feel like you could do that, man. Yeah. I'm on a path to do it as well. I'm trying to get to that 500 mark. We almost there.
No, for sure.
Yeah. I want to be at 1K by the end of the year too. I feel like it's definitely possible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
You know what I'm saying? If you push out the content,
is key. And you be consistent with your content. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what people like to see, the consistency of. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you build a brand behind it.
Definitely.
That's what I've known about the content is that you have to build a brand and like you have to build a community.
You can have that niche for yourself, like something that people can look at you and say, "Oh, that's,
that's
you know
him.
What I'm saying? That's Ollie. Oh, that's AC." You know what I'm saying? I recognize that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I post a lot too. I stay relevant so that people see my name a lot on there, man.
To.
So where do you see your channel in the next 5 to 10 years? What do you want it to be, man? Like,
so my overall goal with this channel, I want to keep putting out these videos, keep putting out the reviews and everything, but I still want to get I want to get sponsorships, you know, brand deals. I've seen some of my favorite YouTubers who like, you know, started off doing shoe videos. Then they got like, you know, they getting shoes sent in from like Foot Locker sometimes, and you know, reviews on. Like, I want to be on that level with my channel as far as like getting like, it's this shoe cleaner called Crep. You know what I'm saying? There's also people who get those brand deals. They just promote the shoe cleaner all year. By the way, use this for your shoes whenever they get dirty and stuff like that. I want to start, you know, just expand, not just from YouTube. I want to be outside of YouTube as well. Like have my name on like, you know, certain like collaborations with like these certain companies and stuff like that when it comes to like shoes.
Just take one bag and open up multiple bags with it.
Definitely,
I definitely want to get into that, man. Get my podcast sponsored.
Oh yeah,
and everything like that. So that's why I'm gonna just keep going, man.
Got to.
So my very last question, man, that I want to close out with, bro. This is a dope episode, man. Is if you can go back to your 21-year-old self, what would you tell yourself, man?
Man, don't wait for the right time, because it's never really a right time. The right time is when you start. You know what I'm saying? People always say like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait till this happen, wait till that happen." But you thinking about it right now. You got the mindset to want to do it. Do it right then. You know what I'm saying? At least plan and start towards it. Don't just sit up here and say, "I'm gonna wait till this happens." Have a plan while you know what I'm saying, while you working on getting to where you want to be at. Start going in that direction. Don't wait till you feel like you need to be in that direction. Start walking towards that direction already. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
It's never in my mind. I don't think it's ever like really a right time. Until the right time is just starting.
When you start, yeah, for sure.
I feel like I could have started my channel back in like 2020. Yeah. And I feel like if I would have did that, because I had so many shoes around that time, shoes that was exclusive and everything, but like I was like, nah, ain't no point in doing that. And if I would, you know what I'm saying, like I waited till I got out the military and everything.
Hopped out on faith and actually just took the time to do it.
People
can be scared of success too, man. That's a big thing. Like being scared, like, oh, what if it does work? Or like, man, because really fear doesn't hold people back. It's like, man, everything go right. What's next? They're going to expect me to keep going up. And at the time, you can't really see yourself being that consistent or being that person. You got to be able to see yourself doing it, man.
Sometimes seeing yourself on a scale that big can be scary. You know what I'm saying?
For sure,
seeing yourself on like, you know,
you hard at the pedestal for sure.
Hundreds and thousands of people know who you are. You know what I'm saying? That can be, some people might be afraid of that. You know what I'm saying? They might not have like the courage to really talk to that many people or have that many people know who they are and all that stuff like that. So sometimes it can be a scary thing to be like that big with whatever you got going on.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Man, this was dope, man. This was laced. This was laced up, my boy AC.
Lace up.
And laced up, my boy AC Cooler, man. You see what he got on his feet. Y'all done seen these before.
It's something slight, man. It's something slight.
For sure, man. This was the first episode of the Houston tour, man. Laced up, my boy AC Cooling. We got one more episode. I was supposed to have 3, but we got one more for you guys. But you guys stay tuned for the next episode because we only getting better.